Hello, Wanderers. This channel is known for its roleplay series, and one of the main features of the channel is that I often use custom courtiers. These characters are sent in by members of the channel who have signed up on YouTube or Patreon, and we create these custom characters, and they often play an interesting role in the story. Now, I've had a lot of questions in our most recent Black Company series about how I go about creating these custom characters, what methods I use. And so in this video, I'm going to show you two different methods of how to create custom characters. One of them does require a mod, and the other one requires no mods at all. It just requires the debug menu. So if you don't know how to set up the debug menu, then you can very quickly Google that. I won't go into details of that here. I do have another video that covers some of these things already. I'll put a link to that in the description, or maybe a little tab will pop up at the top of this video. But once you have debug mode on, you will be able to create completely custom characters. And if you want to use the other method, then you need to get the advanced cheat menu mod, which you can see by clicking this little skull right here, and you can see that we get a lot of different options, including the ability to turn on and off the debug menu here. One thing to keep in mind when you are creating these custom characters, if you are using the advanced cheat menu, you won't be able to create lowborn characters. If you want to have lowborn characters who don't have a family house, then you need to use this first method, and that's going to be the method that uses the debug menu. So I'm going to create two characters here. Both of these are channel member characters who you will see in the Black Company series in some of the upcoming episodes here. And so we're going to start with one. This character is Henrik Kissler. Now, he is a German, although we are picking him up here as our characters are in Italy. So one can presume that he came across us, probably somewhere in this region, or maybe his family moved in from this region here. As you can see, if we look at the cultures, if he is German, then he's probably going to be Bavarian if we find him in this region here. And I imagine there's quite a bit of intermingling between the cultures here. So the character is Henrik Kissler. He's a young man. He's joining up with this company because he's got this adventurous spirit. He thinks it's all going to be glory and heroics. Well, he is very wrong. So first thing we need to do when we're finding a character without using the advanced cheat menu is we need to find the character. So what we want to do, we don't actually need to do... Now, we could look and try to find a character who is Bavarian right off the bat. And that is something we can very easily do. If we go up into here and go search, we can search the Bavarian culture. And there we go. Now we can look at all the Bavarian characters. Now, he's supposed to be a young man, probably 16 or 17 years old. So what we want to do is we want to sort by age here. And then we're just going to scroll down till we find all of the 16 or 17-year-olds. I can already see one here that's going to look pretty good. But if you want to create this lowborn character, the easiest way to sort them all out is just to go lowborn, and then you'll only see the lowborn characters there. So we'll scroll back up a little bit. And here we have Dietrich. All right, well, this character, I mean, his name isn't Henrik, but that is perfectly fine because we can change all of this. I think this character, he has the right look and all of that. So I'm going to put a pin in him really quickly. He has the right look for this kind of, wide-eyed adventuring type character. And his stats are all completely wrong, but don't worry, we're going to go fix that. Now, if we didn't like his look, we could look through some of these other characters and potentially, pick one of them. But there's also the option of just taking a character who isn't Bavarian, just going and looking through every character like in the whole world, basically, and trying to find one that we like. And then we can just change his culture and change his religion very easily using the debug menu. But we don't really need to do that because I think that Dietrich here is going to be perfect for what we need to do. Now, the first thing we need to do is we need to take a look at his character ID. You can see it right there. This is the character ID 31992. And we're going to be using this to basically do all of our debug menu options. One nice thing is when you have the debug menu on and you're in the character's card, you can hover above them here and it'll just quickly remind you of what their ID is. So you can hover over this and then you can just quickly keep that ID up. So one of the first things that you want to do if you're creating a completely custom character, if you want to change everything about them, all their traits and whatnot, you're going to want to use the clear traits command. So that's clear underscore, there we go, clear underscore traits. And then if we press enter right now, it would clear the traits of our main character. We don't want to do that, so we want to type in 311992, and then we clear that. And you can see now he has no traits at all. So his stats will, his attributes and stuff will remain the same, but all of his traits are gone. So I will take a look at the traits that our channel member has asked for this character to have, and we will just go about adding them here to him. So one of the traits that we want to add is honest. So we do the command add trait honest. So add underscore trait, and then we're going to put honest. And if you're not sure what the trait's name is, you can start typing it in, and then if you press page down, it's going to autofill. Or if you don't have anything, if you want to just look at all of them, you can see here, just press add trait and then press page down. And if you keep pressing page down, you'll get to see every trait and all the codes that you need to add for it. So you can very quickly go and see and find out what you need to do. So we're going to add the trait honest here. Now, once again, if we pressed enter right now, it would give it to our main character. We don't want to do that. So we put in 31992. And there we go. Now we can see that Dietrich here has the trait honest. Well, that's perfect. So I'm going to go and I'm going to give this character all the rest of the traits that I want to give him, and then we'll pop right back. So before I do that, if you do make a mistake and you say, like, as you can see here, I added trait compassionate before I put in the thing, that will have given our main character the compassionate trait. It's probably going to show up somewhere or other. But if we want to remove that, we just go remove trait compassionate, and that will take care of that. So yeah, like I said, I'll go back and I'll take care of all this in just a moment. And so there we go. We've given our character all of his traits. You can see him here: Thrifty Clerk, Knight Errant, Comfort Eater, Wheezing, Hail, and a Confident Knight, plus all of his other personality traits. You can see that it won't have clicked in just yet, but if we let a moment pass, all of those traits will go and take place. Or maybe they had already, but in any case, you can see how their stats line up there. Now, one thing you might want to do if you want to go and change any of their stats or anything like that manually, then all you have to do is go to, I believe it is set, indeed. You want to go, let's say we wanted to bump up his stewardship, so we would go set stewardship, then we would select how much we want to set it at, and I believe we're going to, let's say we want to put it up to 8, and then we want to go and type in his character ID again, and then 31992, and there we go. Now the base skill of his stewardship will be set up to 8, and let's say we wanted to bump up his prowess a little bit. Let's say we wanted to just put it up to 6 or something. Same thing. Set prowess, and then we'll put it up to we'll say 7. We'll make him, you know, he's a bit of a natural, this kid, and then 31982, and there we go. And now his prowess is boosted a little bit. His martial is still a little bit low, but you know what? He's this character has a little bit of a story, and if you want to learn about their story, then you just need to go and watch our Black Company series, because it's very interesting playing with the Roads to Power DLC. So Dietrich here is basically good to go. We'll probably tweak his stats a little bit before we put him into the game, but I just wanted to show you exactly how to set all that up. Now you can see that he's currently a wandering character. Well, that's not good. We need him to be in our court. So all we need to do, because we're in the debug menu, we can go down to debug main, and then we can go up here and go to add to camp. Boom. Now he is in our camp, and he is a member of the Black Company. That's either a really good thing for him or a really terrible thing. So like I said, we'll probably go and tweak this character later, but I wanted to show you how to set up the traits. And now we do need to change the character's name. This is a little bit more involved than simply adding traits. Now, what you have to do, if you want to change a character's name without using any mods, you can do it through the advanced cheat menu. But if you don't want to use advanced cheat menu for whatever reason, maybe it's gone out of date or you just don't like using mods, all you need to do is go and press the tilde key. You'll bring up your menu here. Go to Explore Objects, and then it's going to bring up this new little menu here. What you're going to want to do from there is you're going to want to click Provider. Scroll down a little bit here, and you should see the tab called Living Characters. There we go. So now what we want to do in the search key, we want to type in our character's ID. So 31992. And then we'll see a couple different characters here, but one of them should have the name of the character you're looking for. When you hover over it here, it will show you the character, so you know you're on the right one. So you're going to want to click that, and then you're going to want to go into Script Runner. Then you go into Effect, and then all you need to do is type change first name space equals, and then in quotation marks, you're going to want to change it to whatever name you want to change it to. So Henrik in this case. And then all you do, click run. And then as you can see, our character's name has been changed. So this character is basically good to go. We did want to do one more thing here. And this character is supposed to have a secret. And so if you want to add a secret to a character, well, there is an option for that. So let's say you weren't exactly sure how to use, like, what kind of console command you need to do for that. Well, if you do press page down here, you can just see a list of like all sorts of different commands and effects. That's not really helpful. So if we want to figure out what kind of commands we can use with secret, just type in secret and then press page down. And look, you can see we have the command right there, add secret. So that's what we're going to want to do. So add secret. And then it's going to tell us the names of all the secrets if we press page down. So we want to add a non-believer secret to this character. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go secret non-believer. Type it in just as you see it there. Now, once again, if we just press enter right now, it's going to give the non-believer secret to our main character. We need to put in 2 codes. Now, if we just put in 31992 and press enter like we did for all the add traits, that's going to make it so our main character knows this character's secret, because the first trait or the first number you put in here is going to be the character who has the secret. And then it needs a second value, and that's going to be the one who knows the secret. So what we want to actually do is do 31992 twice, and that's going to give Henrik the secret non-believer, and then it's just going to make it so only he knows the secret. So now we don't know Henrik's secret here. If we go into our intrigue, hooks and secrets, we don't know any secrets here that we shouldn't. So we might learn that in game, but that's how you set up secrets for your characters too. Make sure that you type in the value twice if you don't want your main character to start off knowing that character's secret. There we go. Henrik's all set up. He's basically good to go. Obviously, I like to go and change our character's looks now. I do have the Better Barbershop mod on. You don't need the Better Barbershop mod. You can still go and do all of this without it. I just use it for thumbnails and things like that. And yeah, we can go and change how the character looks. I always like to go and adjust the characters myself. I kind of like the way this character looks. I'm not going to change too much about him just because he's pretty fitting for the setting and for what the character is, you know, what his story is. One thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to change his clothes. He's supposed to be like, you know, the son of an innkeeper or something like that. So I'm just going to make his clothing a little bit more rundown, you know, kind of make him look like he was the son of an innkeeper here. We could give him a cloak. Cloaks always make a character look better, but we don't want to give him anything, you know, too fancy. So let's see what kind of cloaks we've got there. I mean, commoner cloak. That seems fairly fitting for him. So there we go. I think that looks perfectly fine. And then we can just go and save and enter. And then we have this new character here, Henrik. He's all set up. He's ready. You know what? He's going to be in for a tough life joining up with the Black Company here. So there you go. That is how you create a custom courtier without any mods or anything like that. And that's all set up. Now I am going to show you how you can create custom characters using the advanced cheat menu mod, which can give you some extra things. Now I do have a lot of questions about how we create custom artifacts. You can do that in this advanced cheat menu mod. Just by going right here, you can see that we can make all these different types of artifacts, you know, court artifacts, weapons. You get all these different options here. You can make them common, you can make them masterwork, you can make them illustrious, you know, armor, regalia, basically whatever you need to make, you should be able to do it through here. I don't know if it has every option on there, but it has a bunch anyways. So there you go. That's how you make artifacts using the advanced cheat menu mod. One thing to note, when you are making these artifacts, you probably want to give them to your starting character first, and then gift them to your courtiers by gifting artifact here. Because if you start off, like let's say we wanted to make Eric the Bear here, you know, we wanted to give him a weapon. You know, if we created this artifact for him right now, he would have it in his inventory, but he wouldn't automatically equip it. So if you give it to your main character first and then you gift it to your courtier, they will automatically equip it. So that's just something I've noticed. Maybe it doesn't always work like that, but that's just how I've made it work. So now I'm going to show you how to create a character using the advanced cheat menu. Now, one thing that you're going to want to, the most basic thing about the advanced cheat menu is knowing about the marked characters. Now, I'm going to go to clear all marks here just to get rid of any ones that we already had up. And I'm going to show you how to use this function. So as you can see here, if we right click on our character, we have this mark for edit option. Now we can mark this character, mark vassals of this character, all these different options. Let's just say we mark our character for edit. And let's say we want to mark a second character for edit here. So we're going to mark our son, Andrew, and he's going to be marked as well. Now, if we use any of these options here, let's say fecund, it's going to give it to both of the characters who are marked or all of the characters who are marked. So anytime you're using these advanced trait menu things here, like culture or religion or any of these various things, if you select something from this, it's going to change all the characters that are marked to whatever you've selected there. So that's why one of the first things that you're going to want to do is unmark. Make sure nobody is marked, clear all your marks, and then you're going to be good to go. So if you want to get rid of it, as you can see here, left click to add, right click to remove. There we go. Now we've lost the trait, and because Andrew is marked as well, he has also lost the trait. So there we go. That's just showing you how to make the marks function on here. So we're going to clear all marks again. So Andrew's not marked, Luther's not marked. We do want to mark Luther though, and we want him and only him marked, because when you're creating a character, you're going to want to click on here, open the character spawner menu. That's going to open up this, and as you can see, it's bringing up this menu here now. So it's got the liege right here. So this is going to be the character whose court the character spawns in. Now, if we select this option down here, this will make the spawn character a child of the selected character. So this is exactly how we made Andrew, the son of Luther here. We used this option here to make him his child. So we're not going to want to do this with this character that we are creating. We're going to want to make them custom. So you can see it has some traits left over from one of the previous characters I've made. And then we're going to take a look at what we need to do. So I'm going to pull up this character's stats and whatnot, and then we're going to, I'm going to set it all up, and then I'll show you what it all means. So here we go. We've created our character. Well, we haven't created them, but we've set them up. So as you can see here, you can adjust their starting stats. That's going to be the stats, the base stat number that you see right at the top there. So that's going to affect all of that. And this is going to be modified by all of the traits that you've given them. You can set the character's age. You can change their health. I just typically leave it at 5. That's the baseline. Fertility, I also leave just the same. You can change that if you want. You can make them really fertile. You can make them infertile. You can do whatever you want with that. If you click here on culture, it's going to bring up this menu, and it's going to show you all the different culture groups. This character is Italian, so in this case, we went into Latin, and we found Cisalpine, because that's the region that the Black Company is currently in. So it makes sense that we would find him somewhere in this region. But you can go and you can find any other culture that you want. Tangut, Sahelian, you can go and find Sorko, Ga, Songhai. You can make characters however you want to make them. Same here with the religion. It's going to bring up this menu. You can go and find any of the religions you want. There you go, paganism, whatever you want. This character's a Catholic, so we're going to just leave it as is here. And then you can see all the traits down here. So if you click on the plus, it's going to bring up the traits menu. And you can just scroll through and find whatever traits you want. Personality traits, health traits, fame traits, basically any kind of trait. You're going to find it in here. Set all those up and it's good to go. Now, one thing I like to do when I'm creating these characters, we're not going to be able to decide what this character looks like. So one thing that I typically do is I'm going to just create the character. I'm going to click create again, and I'm going to click create a third time. That's going to make 3 of these exact same characters appear in our court. They should all appear pretty close to the bottom, and so you can see them here. Walfredo, Artesino, and Emirio. So we're going to take a look at these characters and just see if we like the looks of one of them. I don't think that guy's right for the character. So we scroll down. What about this guy here? Artesino. You know what? I could kind of see this guy fitting the character that we're trying to make here. And then we've also got Enrico. I'm not sure if any of them quite fit. I'm going to create 2 more. And then we're just going to see, and we'll pick from these 5. You can create as many as you want, and eventually you'll get what you need. But Lamberto here, you know what? I kind of feel like this guy could probably fit what we're looking for. So we obviously have way too many characters now. So what we're going to want to go and do is just get rid of some of these guys. So Walfredo, well, unfortunately, you need to die. So what you want to do, go into debug menu here, slay character, random killer, player killer, no killer. I'm just going to select no killer. And we're just going to go and get rid of all of these ones that are the excess characters here. So no killer, no killer, no killer. And you can just choose random killer. It's just going to select a random character in the world to be their killer. So it doesn't actually matter if you do that. And then you're good to go. So there we go. We've slain all those other characters. If we go out and back in, you'll see we don't see any of those characters in our court. It's like they never even existed. So yeah, now we can see Lamberto Gozzadini here. Well, that's not the character's name. At least that's not the character's the name that we want the character to have. So what are we going to do about that? Well, with the advanced cheat menu, it makes it pretty easy. What we want to do is we want to mark this character for edit. And then when we go into the advanced cheat menu here, we're going to see this option, marked characters. It's going to show us Luther because we had Luther marked. And it's going to show us Lamberto because we just marked him. Now, you're going to want to select this up here. And it is going to allow you to change the character's name. So this character's name is supposed to be Hercules. So there we go. So Hercules there, click me. And then you can see his name's changed. That's perfect. Now, if we want to change his house name, we can easily go and change that. Now, normally you can't do this with like other characters on the map, right? We can't go and change the Hohenstaufen dynasty's look. But because he's just a courtier and his family is not landed, we can go and change this guy's house banner and anything to whatever he wants. So this character's last name is going to be Severin. And does he have any house words? We can just pick whatever we want. You know, maybe like the sons of Hercules. There we go. That seems fine. That's kind of seems what we're going for with this character here. Now we can obviously go and adjust the emblem and all of that stuff, and we're gonna go and do that for this character, but I'm not gonna go and bore you guys with all of that. If you haven't played around with this, then I don't know how long you've been playing the game, but you guys know how all of this works. Go and select all your emblems and whatnot, and then click finish, and then it'll be done. So your character's name will now be exactly as you want it to be. And once again, you can go in here and change the way they look, change everything up, and they will be basically set up and good to go. There isn't really much more that you guys need to know. That if you want to play around with the advanced cheat menu, you can definitely find some other interesting options here. For example, when you're marking characters, you can create alliances. Let's say I wanted to have an alliance with the Holy Roman Empire or Emperor here. I would just mark him for edit. I'd go into here, marked characters, and then if we select this option here, left click creates an alliance with the character, right click breaks the alliance. So all we would have to do is click that button and we would get an alliance. Lots of other features with the advanced cheat menu. Like I said, you don't need to use it. You can just use the debug menu, but it does make things quicker. So this is how you set up custom characters for your playthroughs. There's a couple different options. If you guys want to know anything else, definitely leave a comment down below, and perhaps I'll make a video on it if it seems like enough of you guys want to hear about it. But this is basically how I set up my scenarios, how I set up my characters, and all you guys need to know is basically what you learned here, and you guys can create these custom courtiers for yourself and see what kind of stories you create with them. So until the next time, Wanderers, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.